So if you go into service mode and go into chassis alignment, you could see the car has an applied offset of negative 2.9, which means it's having to pull back to the left by negative 2.9 degrees, which makes sense because it's pulling to the right. So when he did the alignment, he must have not went into this menu, and when he locked the wheel, he must have not done this where it tells you if it's at 0. He must have had it like this at the whatever degree this is when he did the alignment, and not right about there, which is flat. That's where it should be when the alignment's done. I don't think he went into this menu and did that. Great. Whew. All right, guys, transitioning to here now. That sun's probably blinding the camera, but this has been one headache after another with this car, guys. Making this video is like also kind of challenging because there's so much that it transpires like every day with this car to try and keep up on the YouTube. Like, it's ridiculous. But I think the last part of this video, I said James was going to do the alignment, and he did do the alignment. I'll put some pictures up on the screen. That way when I'm editing this, I know where to put the photos so you guys see it of the work that he did when he did the alignment. Okay. I think he may have not calibrated the steering wheel, or maybe he did and the rack plates were just off, or who knows what happened. But when the alignment was done, he said it was straight. I looked at the numbers with him. The numbers look straight. I can put his numbers up on the screen of where it was at GoMoto, which is the shop we were at, and everything looked good. Drive it off, go for a test drive. Car is pulling to the right, and the steering wheel is like this, or sorry, like this, because it was pulling to the right, so it was having to correct by doing this. I went into service mode, checked the alignment offset, because in Tesla's, the service mode, I'll show you guys this. This is very useful if you're getting alignment done. There's an option. So what you need to do if you're getting an alignment is, this is not complicated. Some tire shops are going to be scared of this because they think that it's very complicated, but it's not. So the sun's blinding the camera, so I'm gonna have to like do this angle. But what you do is you come into software, touch and press here. We're gonna open that up. Type SERVICE, right? Everybody knows this, service. Enter that. Okay. Then you're gonna come into here, and under chassis, you're gonna see alignment and tires. Okay. And we're gonna put the pin and drive in. Don't want to show that. Okay, start the car up. That's gonna activate the steering column. Once you do that, it will show you if the car, aka autopilot, because this is what the steering applied offset is. That's for autopilot. Okay, guys, that's not. You can't adjust the steering column with software. Like, you can't correct for it like that, but you can adjust the angle at which autopilot drives. So what this is saying is, right now, my autopilot is applying a negative 0.3 offset to the left. Okay, so that's correcting for an alignment error. But 0.3 realistically is nothing, and this is pretty within spec. Anything under like negative 1 or positive 1 on the applied offset is going to be within spec on these Teslas, or at least on my Model 3 Performance. I don't know if this applies to all Teslas, but what you can do is, say they're doing the alignment, right? You want to know if the wheel's straight before they do it, because that's important. So if you have a yoke, this is easier. If you have a circle wheel, it can also be done with this. Go into here. When I turn the wheel to the left, you're going to notice that turns. When I turn it to the right, you're going to notice that turns. And then right there in the middle, right about there, you'll see that is dead center. Okay, then release all pressure off the wheel, and when you do that, it'll tell you you're putting 0.00 newton meters of pressure on it. Okay, and it's dead center in the alignment. So when they lock this wheel with the little piece that goes under here, have them lock it and double check that this is in the center before they do it. And then if that's in the center, you know your wheel will be in the center when that alignment's done. However, there are what's known as alignment plates on these racks, and they're the plates that have the pins that go in them. I just learned all this today, by the way. And they slide left or right to allow the wheels to move while they're on the alignment rack, because the wheels need to be able to move to do the alignment, because you're pulling them in and out, or forward and backward, or side to side, when you're doing the alignment, right? With caster, camber, or toe, right? So that's why these plates move. Sometimes when they're putting the car up on the lift, the plate will get stuck and it could pop down. And if it pops down, that would mean that there's a possibility that when the jack was up, the plate was also up, and they may have done the alignment with the plate sitting a little higher than where it was supposed to be because it wasn't sitting totally flat. If that happens, that will mess you up. So that's what happened today. So like I was saying, guys, when James did the alignment, I'll put his numbers up on the screen. That's where it says it was at, okay? Which it was at that. But I'm thinking either he didn't hold the wheel properly or make sure it was perfectly straight, or the issue with the plates happened where he thought the plate was sitting totally flat and it wasn't. So when we rolled it off, I was there with him when he did it. It looked like they were flat. But when we rolled it off, maybe, you know, like since the plate was sitting higher, he aligned it higher, and then boom, it's driving crooked. Because remember, like I said, it was pulling to the right. So I was having to do this with the yoke, right? Because I was having to compensate. So today I went to a tire shop on the corner by my house here, and I went and talked to the guys. They know me very well in the shop. I told them what I had going on with the car. I told them like my mechanic did it, and it was pulling to the right. And what's crazy is I had James drive it. James drove it, and I was like, "Is it good?" He's like, "Yeah, I don't notice nothing." I'm like, I'm like, all right, cool. I thought I was maybe like I was me, like I was losing my mind. But no, it was actually pulling to the right. And when the shop that got it today put it on their alignment rack, they said that what they noticed is, and I'll put it up on the screen of where it was at. I think I took a picture of it because I was there with them. It was me, the tech, and the manager of the tire shop, all right there under the alignment rack, looking at my suspension. I could see the screen. You know, we had the things on the wheels for the lasers on the alignment rack to tell you where it's at. Like, we're all there looking at it, and I could see it. And what we noticed is the toe, the rear toe, was all the way off to the right. It wasn't centered in the middle, and that was what was causing such a severe pull to the right. I'll put an image up on the screen of where it was saying the applied autopilot offset was. It said it was at negative 2.9, having to pull back this way because it was wanting to pull that way, right? I don't know if you guys are catching what I'm saying, but since it was going to pull that way, the car applied the negative 2.9. Now, again, you guys just saw it. It's at negative 0.3, which is fine. Like, that's within margin. It's whatever. It's straight wheel. So we got there, did the whole alignment with them, with me at the shop with them. I did it. You know, we all checked it out, and it all looked good. Okay, and so we got everything dialed in. I'll put a picture of what the rear was at after we did the alignment, and I don't know if I have a picture of the front, but if I do, I'll put that up. This is what we got it locked into. The rear is now 100% locked in to what you guys see on the screen. That didn't move, but when we rolled the car off the alignment rack for the front, we heard the plate pop down, and me and the guy looked at each other like, oh shit, because we knew that when he probably did that alignment with the front toe adjusting the tie rod, that it was probably going to be off because the plate was a little bit up and we didn't know. Like, you know, it's whatever. We didn't know the plate was sitting up a little bit. So I went driving it. So now instead of the car pulling to the right, it was now pulling to the left. But this wasn't because of the rear toe, because we fixed the rear toe. That was 100% accurate. Those plates were flat. What you guys see on the screen, that is an accurate number of what my rear alignment is. The front is what got messed up because it must have been sitting a little higher and the toe is off. So what I did is I got home, I went under the car, I took a look at where the tie rod was at. So you just come under here. I'm gonna link a video from Mountain Pass Performance. They show you how it's done. But you guys can see this is your tie rod, okay? Adjustment rod. And you'll notice there's a white paint mark there. And then I put a white paint mark. I don't know if y'all could see it, but there's a white paint mark on this. This was lined up with that. That's where the alignment shop had it. But again, guys, that's because this tire was sitting up a little bit higher, so it was off. So I came under here, took this off, following the Mountain Pass Performance instructions, rotated it this way, right? going that way, and going that way should mean that it's pulling it in because you're screwing the threads in. So I pulled this tire in just a little bit, not much, but just that little bit, and then I locked it down was enough to correct for the car wanting to pull left while I was driving it. And then I locked this down, and now by doing that, now it's only applying that negative 0.3 offset that I was showing you guys on the screen, which the screen went off, but y'all saw it. So personally, I feel like that's good enough. If I wanted, I could go under there again and adjust it, turn that ride just a little bit more, a little tiny bit more, and that would get that upper toe adjustment dialed in right where it needs to be flat zero straight. But to be honest with you guys, I mean, how often do we see like a flat zero on an alignment angle going straight? That's, I mean, it can be done. It can be done. But that's, I mean, it's difficult to achieve because you're like playing with little bitty millimeters of movement on the alignment to try and get it flat zero. So like I'm at a point where I just kind of want to leave it at the negative 0.3 because when you're driving it, you really can't feel that. The wheel is straight. It doesn't feel like the wheel's crooked wanting to go, you know, straight being the wheel crooked wants to go left or right. Like it feels straight, the wheel's straight. I mean, what more can you ask, right? So I just wanted to make a little vlog, show you guys some of the things I'm dealing with the car. I'm so ready to be done with the car. I don't want to touch anything else on it. I don't want to do anything aftermarket else. I don't want to, I mean, it's so many things because, I mean, you guys saw the video with the rear amp, right? The rear amp went out. So I fixed that. That was another thing we had to deal with. So now it's got Lexel sealant. I know it's messy. The stuff's sticky and messy. Don't judge me. But it's sealed, all right? Lexel sealant all on there. Lord help them if they ever got to get this thing off because it's stuck now. I put some in there. I put some in there. And I put Lexel sealant around here. So now this entire run of wire is sealed. Water cannot get into there to get to the amp because what it was doing, gets in there, right, goes down, gets into the amp. So that was something else I just fixed. Now it's not a concern. I could drive the car in the rain without worrying about my amp dying. But, you know, guys, this car has been like problem after problem after problem. It's like a money pit. I mean, it's like I'm losing my mind. I'm like, I have like $3,000 on the credit card right now from this car, and that's from tires, the new knuckles on the rear end from this video, the new hubs from Summit just to be safe. So, you know, the amp situation, like, you know, paying James for the alignment. Thankfully, shout out to that tire shop on the corner. I'm gonna link their shop, or I won't link their exact shop because they're too close in location, but I'll link the chain. Those guys let me come and use their rack with the tech for free. They did not charge me. Huge shout out to them. That, I mean, I know they know me and like whatever, but that was just cool. I was expecting to have to pay something and they didn't charge anything. So yeah, but I mean, guys, like this car, man, I mean, it's got its benefits because I mean, I have the spare now. I have a torque wrench here, breaker bar into there, jacks in here, tire. You know, I keep the car cover in here. I got my supplies. I got toe straps in there. Like, I mean, the car is ready. It's repaired, but it's just like it's problem after problem after problem. It's a money pit. People tell me to get rid of it, but I'm at a point where like I put so much money into the car now, where it's like, how do you get rid of it? Like, you car guys out there, you probably know where I'm coming from. Like, you put so much money into the thing, and you're like, well, now it feels like I'm stuck with it. So I don't know. I'm also looking for a new name for the car because it's lifted and it's got metal skid plates and all the stuff I've done to it. So if you guys could think of a name for like an off-road Model 3 performance or something that sounds cool, you know, let me know and I'll probably rename the car to that. It was called Mark 3, but I don't know. Now it's just Model 3. It's the base model because it's been causing so many problems. So I'm like, it doesn't even deserve a name right now. But if you guys can think of a name, off-road performance Model 3, let me know. I'll probably use it. So anyway, hopefully this video is helpful to somebody out there. Until the next one. What's up, guys? I know I'm driving. It's a little dangerous, but I am an autopilot. But boys, I got it. This is on the highway, driving straight. You guys can see the wheel is perfectly straight. Autopilot's not having to compensate at all. I did this with the mechanical tie rod adjustment in the front. it took a while. I'm talking like 8-9 tries before I finally adjusted the tie rod to the point where it doesn't move anymore when it's in autopilot and it's perfectly straight. This is how I like my wheel, guys. You might call this anal or you know, maybe OCD, but like if I'm driving my car, like this is a sports sedan, I need that wheel to be straight. If it's not straight, it's gonna throw me off. It just messes me up. So hope you guys understand, but if you're having this issue, you can fix the crooked wheel with the tie rod in the front like I was showing you. And then here's the adjustment screen for you guys. I drove it for about a mile or two, and as the video I just showed you, we were holding straight. You can see the zeros wanting to lean to the left just a tad, but I mean it's like a micrometer off, but you're not getting any perfecter than that. So I did it. It was hard playing with that tie rod, but eventually once you get it, and then you'll get it to this. So good luck, guys. Hope this video helped you.